What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Redshirt. For those of you guys who are Star Trek fans, you will hopefully get the joke. For those of you guys who aren't Star Trek fans, shame on you. Shame on you. The joke with Redshirts is basically in the original Star Trek back in the old golden days, way back in the 60s, and I think I don't think it was the 50s. I think it was the 60s and 70s. Now I'm showing my lack of intelligence. But back in the day, the people in red shirts, and even up through the next generation, I believe. Maybe it was mainly the next generation. I'm not sure. Oh, it's one of those two. But in the next generation, if you wore a red shirt, then you were basically doomed. You would die. You were the one on the away missions that got fragged. Terrible things happened to you, and it was just awful. So red shirt became a thing, and bad stuff happened to those people. So you definitely did not want to wear red if you were in Star Trek. And now, come to think of it, I think it may have only been a next generation thing, but regardless. This game is by the same publisher as the people who do Democracy. I do not know if it is the same game developer, but it is the same publisher, and the playstyle is sort of similar. Now, the way this works is basically there's a war going on between two sides, and you guys have been sent, you and 2,000 people have been sent out to this space station out in the middle of nowhere to try and solve the problems and clean things up. And there are a variety of different ways to advance, but this is basically a social networking simulation game, where basically you use the game to either level your character and get better at your job, or schmooze your way, i.e. bang your way to the top. So it just kind of depends on how you want to go about doing it. So we're going to go ahead and make a new game. I think I spent about, oh my god, I don't know, maybe 6 hours last night playing this stupid thing, and it just sucked me in. And I like the fact that you can kind of drag your slider somewhere in between. I always find that kind of funny, but we're going to do a female just because it's a little less disturbing. And then we're going to randomize until we find one that's not hideous. She was okay. Well, oh god. Oh wow. I had it good earlier. We're kind of going downhill now. We started at the pretty girls, and now we're moving into the uggos. And we're moving into the uggos hard. What? That wasn't even a chick. Well, oh god, I'm really, that one's so, oh lord. No, Jesus. I should have stopped with that one. She was okay. Wow, this girl needs a tan. Okay, let's see, skin. Can we, well, maybe not that. Maybe not Jersey Shore tanner. You know what, we're just gonna go with it. Alright, and so you have the option of doing your interest. We're actually gonna change it to Sally. Sleep around a lot. Oh, I can't do Sally sleep around a lot. Here we go. Whoops, wrong button. Let's do Susan McSlutterson. And you'll understand this when I get a little bit further into the game. Now, you can change your species to whatever you want. We're going to stick with human for now. And interested in. This is key. This is very, 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 very key. If you go with male or female, then you restrict yourself to only being able to schmooze, technically, that rank. And when I say that, basically you have two options in this game to advance. The goal in this game is to work your way up the workforce chain, or whatever you want to call it, the career path, until you get to the top. And once you get to the top, you reign supreme, you're making the most money, etc., etc. The problem is, on the way there, you get a lot of people who are petty and stupid, and they get in your way. And these people, you can seduce them, or you can actually do what you need to do to make the job work. So getting the job to work is a lot harder than just dropping your pants, in my experience. So I'm going to do it the Slutty McSlutterson way. You guys can do it how you guys like, and in my opinion, going with interested in all makes that so much easier, because you can appeal to both male and female. You can do it however you like. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Unfortunately, oh, well, I can. Sleeping my way to the top. There we go. Awesome. Perfect. This will be beautiful. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click Create Profile. And then here you have a bunch of people that you can adjust these sliders, and it will adjust things. I recommend not adjusting these, at least at the beginning. Now, away missions are kind of fickle and they're kind of funny. With the away missions, basically spontaneously, you will go on a mission. And when you go on a mission, people die. And if you're friends with those people when they die, it affects your mood. If you're enemies with those people, it can affect your mood. If you don't know them and you're the only person that survives, you become a superhero. It's a fucked up game. It does some awful stuff. So we're just going to leave everything as default for now. Away missions can really screw things up because there is nothing more frustrating than finally getting your supervisor, well, not your supervisor, but the supervisor that is handling the job that you want, to accept your relationship request after you've been stalking him for like 16 turns. Finally get his bonus up there to where he'll give you the time of day, and then they send you on an away mission and he's the only one who dies. And then one of the people who fucking hates you, like one of your exes who you dumped after she promoted you to the previous position, takes over that spot, and you are so screwed. Because if people hate you, even if you're qualified for the job, which, as I explained earlier, is a lot harder than just banging your way to the top, you're never getting that job, ever. And you have to like completely change career paths, and it's awful. So I've learned a lot since I played the first game. This will be interesting to see. This is a long game. And by long game, I mean it can take a little while to get progress. So for the Let's Play, I'm only going to cover, maybe the first half hour of it or so.
New arrival.
And if you guys like it, we may continue.
9. You've been invited to a reception for you and the other 2,132 very special new arrivals.
Right.
Would you like to attend? It's starting now. Please note, attendance is mandatory.
I like how she said, would you like to attend? And if you don't attend, we'll throw you out an airlock.
Incoming friend request.
So we're going to go ahead and accept it.
One of your new co-workers,
Yes,
Astra.
yes.
You have new aspirations.
Awesome. Okay. So I've already done all of the help for the most part. I'm going to kind of give you guys a brief little overlook of everything as I know it. As with Democracy, I am new to the game, so there's some possible issues that I may misquote or miscommunicate. If so, I'm sorry. Like I said, I do my best to put a little bit of time into the game and learn it all, but this one kind of took me a little bit. And it's not as complicated as Democracy, in my opinion, but it's still got a lot of intricacies. So let's go ahead and just click here. This right here is anytime you get a message, a friend's request, a relationship request, you're tagged, things along those lines. Anytime somebody does something that you need to interact with, that's going to pop up here. Now you can see I've got a new friend's request from Astra. If I hold my cursor over her, you're going to see it says your relationship with Astra is 0. That means we're completely neutral. She doesn't like me. She doesn't hate me. Yeah, it's just a friend. She's inviting me. She's also one of my coworkers. Now that's important for something I'll show you guys here in a minute. And then down the bottom where it says their interests, unsolicited tinkering, music, corporate training, etc. Now, if I want to be good friends with her, when I click on this, you can see her interests are right here. Now, right now, she's blue, which is neutral. She like I said, she doesn't hate, doesn't like, etc., etc. With these interests, I can actually do events with this individual, or I can do events for myself to pick up these abilities and make myself more appealing to different folks. For instance, let's say I wanted to be friends with, and we'll have to just pick a random person here. Let's say I wanted to be friends with Telev. He's also neutral. He likes shopping, he likes games, and he likes virtual augmented simulations. Well, on my personal profile, I don't really have any interest yet because we haven't done anything. So a lot of times when people are, kind of considering whether or not they want to be your friend, if you don't have any interests in common, they're not going to deal with you. So what you can do is you select one of them, you select some of the options that they do, and you can select some of these. These are the ability or the events that you can do over here that will change how they feel about you. So if they like shopping, you can buy any item from the shop except for food, and it will raise your shopping EXP points, which is up here at the top. You can see what your percentage is 0. With games, I could do any of these. You can see it's going to give me plus interest to games, plus interest to quiet time. So that would increase both of those. And as those improve, then people that are interested in those abilities will find me a little bit more appealing. So it's kind of complicated because you can only have 3 at a time, and different folks have different events, and they won't necessarily come to events. In fact, in my experience, they won't come to events that they're not interested in. So if you have a love interest that has things that you don't have, it can kind of make things complicated because sometimes it's hard to invite them to certain things. And there's some really quirky things about this that can be really frustrating as well that I'll get into in a little bit. But let's continue to talk about the UI as well. You can see up here, this is the date. It'll tell you what day you work Monday through Friday. You have weekends off. You have to be careful with the weekends because obviously since you're off, you're not earning any money on the weekends. So if you blow your load on Friday night, you're not going to have any money. You can't really do anything on Saturday and Sunday. So keep that in mind and kind of ration your money as you go. Your personnel log just shows everything that you've done, and then obviously save and quit. Down here, this is kind of important for the career, which we're going to get into now. This is the career tree. Now, right over here, we are transporter accident cleanup technician. So when Scotty beams somebody back aboard and they turn into a gooey little, nasty mess on the floor, we're responsible for cleaning it up. You can see with the benefits here, we get speedy cover-ups plus 10, basic engineering plus 10, and health and safety plus 10. So every day I do this job, I get bonuses in these skills. So once a week, I'm going to gain 50 more or less in each of these attributes, plus I'm going to make 60 karma creds. Karma creds are basically the currency. If I were to get promoted, then I would make 40 more karma creds, and we get a different set of skills. So this is reassuring voice and tedious paperwork, and neither of those are these type of skills. Now, these are rank 0. That means anybody can apply for these regardless of skills, talents, etc. And you can see with the hiring manager here, like if I click on this, you can see I am Facebook friends with Elliot Coley. He, I believe, is also my boss at the moment. And they are currently likely to assess your application based solely on whether or not you meet the requirements. So right now, I need to have assertiveness level 1 to reach this, which I already have. I need health and safety level 2 and speedy cover-ups level 2. Now, simply doing this job is going to raise these abilities over time, but that takes time. So you can see over here, if we do, this right here is going to do all the stuff that's going to raise health and safety. So I can buy an item from the shop. It's going to cost me money, and it's only going to give me a benefit for a little bit of time. I can do events, or I can just simply work any of these jobs over a period of time to raise this skill. Once those skills get up to the required amount, then these will turn green, and then once it's full green, assuming this person doesn't hate your guts, then you can apply. The way around this is, if for instance I was to schmooze Elliot Coley to a point where he developed a romance, or it, she, whatever, I don't know. It has one eye, I'm not sure what sex it has. If I were to get a romantic interest with Elliot, then he would, or she, or it, would be willing to overlook this. So you might be able to apply based on strictly just the fact that they like you. Now, you can't have none of the abilities. You still have to have like a token amount of abilities. I know for some of the upper jobs, like right here, you had to have one of these skills to get accepted. So schmoozing level 4 or station schematics level 4, either of those, and as long as you meet the attribute of happiness 40, then the manager, if they were romantically involved with you, would accept it. The other catch is you see these ranks here. The ranks are divided up. You've got 7, 6. Both of these are in 5. Both of those are in 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then 0. Those ranks are based down here on your stats. Now, right now we have a rank 0 job, so we are rank 0. If we go to a rank 1 job, 1 plus 0 charisma equals 1, and now we're rank 1. You don't necessarily have to have a job rank, like for instance, let's say I'm rank 7, but I have a rank 1 job. I can have any job that I'm qualified for or that I can schmooze my way into. You don't necessarily have to simply work your way up. And like I said, each job's going to have different skills, so some of them are kind of hard to transition to. Now, a lot of them kind of feed off, like usually this one will feed off of this one, but this one and this one, as you can see, this one's going to give me computer wrangling and technobabble. It does require AI anger management, but this one over here, it needs AI anger management for computer wrangling, etc. Some of the abilities are there, but not all of them are there. So this one's going to be doing computer wrangling, technobabble, and physical health. This is computer wrangling, but AI management is only going to be gotten if I'm doing, well, crap. Yeah, it's going to be all the way back here. So I have to master AI management over here to get that up to level 4 to accept this job. Or instead of just working the job, you can also do the different skills that I was showing you. So like, for instance, let's say I want to be the hull paint supervisor. We do dexterity. These are the missions that I can do to raise dexterity. You select the mission, costs 2 action points. I have 4. And then you can set up, whoever, you want to invite to the event, assuming it's not a solo event. Okay, so a couple more things we need to cover before we get on, and then we can start doing a few other turns. Down here, right here where it says actions today, this is your daily pool of points. Usually when it's a work day, before your shift, you have 1 free point, and then you usually have 2 to 3 points after that. And then you get to use those to either like people's posts, send them messages, comments, friend request them, etc., etc. Pretty much anything you do in the game will cost at least 1 point, sometimes multiple points. There are a few exceptions. But the goal is basically to raise your charisma by interacting with people, having people like you, adding friends, successful events where you invite people to, schmoozing, relationships, etc., etc. Career obviously is based solely on your career rank, and the 2 numbers combined is what your total rank is, and you only have to hit rank 7 to be able to beat anything. The other option is the store down here. As you rank up and you progress in your jobs, you'll get more and more options in the shop. Right now, you can only buy basic food, extraterrestrial food, so you can eat some Klingon worms and crap. You've got the turbo mop, which I think you start off with. Yes, you sure do. And then you've got the RoboCat. Now, the RoboCat's going to give me 15 happiness. He's going to increase my skill with work with animals, kids, reassuring voice, and safety. So all of those, if I need any of those increased, if I buy him, he's going to give me that advantage for however long he lasts. Now you can see right there it says a daily effect. Well, usually these things only last for like 3 turns, 5 turns, 7 turns, whatever, and then you have to repair them. And it costs 250 creds to repair them. So as you advance, and that's kind of the cock block in this, is as you get higher on your careers, and I'll show you this. Right here you can see, actually it's not showing those. Right here. Okay, if you look on these, you'll see the benefits. All of this are positive benefits. All these are positive benefits. Positive benefits. Except right here. Once you get to this management position here, you're losing happiness. So you're losing 3 happiness a day there. You're not losing happiness. Oh, yeah, you are. You're losing 5 happiness here. You're losing 8, and then -5, and then -8. And once you start getting up to some of these higher spots, it really starts getting nasty. This one hurts your physical health by 12. That's your actual hit points. This one's physical health by 10. There we go. More happiness, etc., etc. And then once you get up here, you can see it's -15 happiness. So every single day when you come to work, you're losing happiness. And this is your happiness bar right here, and this is your sick bar. So if you're sad, I believe you're more susceptible to certain perks or certain negative drawbacks. And if you're happy, you're going to have more positive benefits. The same thing with health. If you're sick and you're not doing well, you may not do well on that away mission. And you definitely want to stay healthy for those because you're already a damn redshirt. You really don't need to hedge your bets. So you want to try and keep these as high as you can while making the people that like you, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you. Sorry, before we get started. Down here on the left, these are your aspirations. You can have 3 aspirations at a time. Right here, add Aspera to your Spacebook friends list. We've got get romantically involved with the Yuzov Loy and raise the following attribute health to 16. So these are all pretty easy attributes. All right, so let's see. Add Astra to your Facebook's friend list. Well, she's already invited us. We're gonna go ahead and click accept.
New aspirations.
And there we go. So now we have a new aspiration. Oh, somebody's invited us to something. Now right here, when this person has invited us to go to a space opera, she's bringing Rona. Well, she's invited Rona. Now Rona may not show up. If you look down here on Rona, she likes games, xenogastronomy, and Terran holonostalgia, which is one hell of a word. Space opera, I believe is, I don't remember what all that expires to, but I'm not sure if any of those are part of her features. So if she doesn't like those, she may no show. So we're going to go ahead and accept that.
Invitation accepted.
And you can see everybody showed up here. We're getting 100% benefit because we're feeling rather blue. Not quite sure why we're still getting 100% benefit. And then right here, +3, Elliot Coley. So she likes me a little bit more, 3 more points. Rona likes me 5 more points. And these are the interests that I gained. So because we did this, I get a little bit more interested in going to shows, musics, culture and civilization, and my happiness went up. So that's one way you can get your happiness up while making friends. And the goal is to kind of try and find things that your people that you're targeting like at the same time your guy likes and doesn't hate. You can also see that we now have some charisma. And as we continue with our charisma experience, that will get to higher and higher levels, which will give us more access. That one event right there kicked us up to 20, it looks like. You'll also see before we had no interests. Now we have interests. Going to shows, which you can see we can do the old Terran movie. We've got music. We've got 3 different options there. And we got culture and civilization. Some of these are solo moves. Some of them are group moves. Some of them are mass group moves. You can also have romantic get-togethers, like you can take your significant other out on a romantic date. Keep in mind, certain folks are going to want you to go on dates on a certain amount of time. Some won't. And the other problem is sometimes your significant other will get really busy, but still wants to go see you. And if you can't meet up with them, they're going to get madder and madder and madder and eventually break up with you, even though they're the one that's always busy. So just like real life, there's some crazy bitches out there that don't make no sense. So keep that in mind. Sometimes you're just screwed. All right, so we're supposed to get romantically involved with Yuzov Loy. Yuzov Loy doesn't like or unlike us. He is a friend, so we're probably okay. But we're probably better off if we try and schmooze him a little bit. Unfortunately, we've only got 1 action point. And if we try and do any of these, they're going to require usually at least 2 points if it's a group activity. So what we're going to try and do is we have 2 options. We can like one of his things, or we can write on his Facebook wall. Or his Facebook wall. Sorry, Spacebook. So we're going to just start off by liking one of his things.
You are out of Spacebook actions.
We liked it. The computer yelled at us. And we gained 5 status. So we also have the option now of buying more. Now, this goes up exponentially as you spend more points, and it gets more and more and more expensive. Right now, we can buy 4 more actions for only 400 karma creds. Unfortunately, we only have 100, so we're just going to hold off for now. So let's go ahead and rest.
Time for mandatory sleep.
Now, once a day, you've got to sleep, you've got to do your stuff, and then this kind of gives you a total aggregate change for the day. Lets you know who's happy with you, who's sad, who you pissed off, etc., etc. And you can see some interesting events that are going on around here as well. So today we get de-imploded gourdfish casserole. I don't know about you, but that sounds sexy. That sounds sexy. All right, so we're going to continue to try and schmooze this guy. However, we're fixing to go to work. And like I said, when you go to work, you only get 1 task point. You can't do any events. You can send messages and things like that. However, I like to eat. When you eat every day, that's going to kick up your health. So you'll see right down we're at 20 health. This is going to give us plus 15. So that'll leave us at minus 5. So it's always good to eat.
It is time for your work shift.
If you don't eat, you will lose health. So keep that in mind. You got to eat once a day.
Commencing work shift.
All right, and so working is very similar to some of the other events that goes on. You're going to get some positive and negative benefits depending. Sometimes you're sent on away missions where people will inevitably die. Sometimes it's just a normal day like today where you earn some money, you get some experience, and these skills increase. Plus, everyone you work with just naturally tends to like you more. Usually it's plus 2 benefit if everything goes well. Now, if things go badly, you can actually lose with your coworkers. And occasionally you'll see some special events happen, like sometimes a dignitary will come through or something special, and depending on how your character handles it based on some of their other skills will depend on how well they do in the event. Also, you're going to notice up here, your efficiency is at 100% and we arrived feeling ambivalent. 100% can be increased, I believe, up to 150% based on your mood and your skill with the job. And I'll show you the skill with the job real quick right here. You can see, I think we're already in that position, aren't we? Yeah, we're already on this position. So, actually, I'm not seeing the career EXP. I forget where that is. Hang on. Is it here? No. There is a way to see your, right here, career, top. You can see 25 of 350, not yet mastered. So basically every day I'm going to get a little bit of experience and we'll get a little bit more progressive. For now, the event that the whole game's based on hasn't started yet, but down here in the bottom, once a specific event is triggered, you get a countdown. So it's like 190 days or 180 days until something happens, but you don't know what it is. So you have to finish whatever it is you're wanting to finish in that time. Whether that's, I don't know if you can avoid the event or complete the event by making it to Commander's Assistant. There are also a series of contacts that you can make to supposedly buy your way off the station with a ticket. It just kind of depends. All right, so we're still trying to get Yuzav Loy, a human female, to fall in love with us in a nice, hot lesbian relationship. Thankfully, she is interested in everybody, both male and female. Since we're female, that works out great for us. So she likes going to shows and cultures and civilizations. So let's click on cultures and civilizations. Nothing romantic there. So we basically have our option. So we want to find something that's going to benefit her and is going to benefit me at the same time. So let's see. For our career, we need to increase health and safety and speedy cover-ups. Those would work, and assertiveness. I'm not sure if there's anything that she is interested in that is going to benefit those. I doubt it. No, nothing there. What about here? Let's see. Interest to cultures and civilizations, artistry. That is increasing our happiness right here, and that's a pretty big one to do. So we're going to go ahead and use this one because that'll increase our happiness to 15. So we're wanting to bring Yuzav, number 1, except she's busy. If you invite somebody that's busy, they're not going to ditch what they're doing. So keep that in mind. It's not going to do you any benefit. So what we're going to do to try and reset that is we're just simply going to like something she does on our wall. So we're going to click like. That's going to give us 2. And that has a tendency to change whether she's busy or not. Not always, but sometimes. So let's see. Can we find that happiness one right there? Select invitees. And you can see now she's free. So if we hold our cursor over here, you can see their interests are in yellow. So it says cultures and civilizations. That means she likes this. We can invite up to 3 more people. So if we hold our cursor over Christine Drugmore, she likes them too. As does Elliot Cooley. And Elliot Cooley is our boss, so we might as well just invite him. However, if we were to look at this guy, you can see Telev, the Slothy. Their interest, none of them are yellow. So he's not very interested in it, and that means there's a chance he won't come. Anytime you invite somebody and they don't come, it has a chance to negatively affect you. Obviously, if you invite somebody that you're interested in, they tell you to go fuck yourself, your self-esteem goes down, your happiness goes down. So you got to be very careful when you invite large groups of people because there's a tendency that they'll turn you down.
Initializing
So we invited
activities.
everyone.
Engaged.
Everyone invited showed up. So that gives us +2 schmoozing, which is awesome. Schmoozing is one of those long-term skills that we need for some of the later missions. So it's a good thing that everybody showed up. You can see right here, we spent 5 karma creds in the whole event, so we got off pretty cheap. Everybody seemed to like it. She gave us 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. You can see all of their moods, and then you can see our skill benefits plus the keenness attribute of happiness
You are
going
out
increased.
of Facebook actions.
So we're up to 19 now. So we're going to go ahead and sleep. You can also see she's getting a little bit more fond of us.
Time for mandatory sleep.
Time for mandatory sleep. That never gets old. Now this bar right here, see where Astra, she's purchased the pass to get into the Omega bar. That is a very expensive, well, I wouldn't say very expensive, more like mediumly expensive item that lets you get into certain clubs. Now later on, see where I click to check in down here? This will show you everybody on the station that you're aware of. Now, there are more selections here than you're seeing right here. But as you develop your character more, get more skills, get more items, and more importantly, higher rank, you'll be able to access some of those other places. And there's a black market trader, for instance, that only shows up in the Omega bar sometimes. And if you want to buy or try and buy a ticket from him, then it's good to check the check-in. Make sure he's there before you go there, because otherwise it's not going to end well for you. All right, so we still have our 1 point. We're going to go ahead and buy some food, kick our health up just a little bit more.
It is time for commencing.
And let's do our work
shift.
job. 25 experience. We got bonuses to everything. Everybody seems to be happy with us. Nobody hates our guts yet. This is good stuff. Good, good, good. And you can click skip text if you want to just bypass that. You can then scroll up and see kind of what happened. After you've seen it about 100 times, you kind of get to the point where you're just clicking through pretty quickly. All right, so we're getting a little bit closer to that person liking us. So let's go ahead and select watch an old Terran movie. Yeah, that's 15 happiness. She is free and she likes it. She's free. And actually, well, that's fine. We'll just do the same group as previously. Everybody showed up again, which is awesome. Everybody was impressed by what we did, so we got a large amount of charisma. That means our charisma level is probably going to go up. And we're going to go ahead and skip tasks. You can see our little bonuses there, and you can see we're just about to level charisma. We're 4 points away. So she had a good time. She's getting a lot more friendly with us. We're going to go ahead and send her a message, and we're going to do it kind of flirty. We're going to start hoeing ourselves out. Hope you're doing well. Maybe we could... well, actually, we weren't able to get too flirty with it. Semi-flirty.
You have been tagged in a news Facebook post.
And they won't always read it immediately. Sometimes it'll take a day or so. Sometimes they'll just not read it, period.
Time for mandatory sleep.
Sometimes people are just dicks.
You have been tagged in a news Facebook post.
All right, so our boss has tagged us. Now, we're kind of looking at the long term. We're going to complete making her friendly because... we want to get the achievement or the aspiration unlocked, but we want to start looking ahead. And so we're going to be looking at these 3 people here. Now we can start working up these skills here, or we can just sleep our way to the top. And this character is determined to just sleep our way to the top. So we've got Calander Craig, we've got Lindsay Carnales and Irian. See, let's look at Lindsay Carnales. Xenogastronomy, self-indulgence, and games. So we're going to want to start building this up as well. It is the weekend. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click like.
You have been tagged in a news Facebook post.
That's going to give us +2, and then we're just going to write general.
Incoming invitation.
This guy has invited us to something.
Invitation
we're going to go ahead and take it because it shouldn't cost us anything. And we kind of gained a rather ridiculous amount of happiness off of that. Yeah, in fact, it capped us out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and eat, because remember I told you guys that was important.
You have new aspirations.
Oh! Well, we got a new aspiration, so that means we completed one. All right, we're getting a little bit closer here, so we're going to go ahead and click flirt.
Someone is reading your recent Facebook post.
And she liked it. She liked it. You can see right here, +2 romance. So I'm not sure where you see her romance points. But the bigger the romance gets, the further along, obviously.
Time for mandatory sleep.
God, that's loud. And the closer they get to being willing to date you. All right, so we got 6 more points. Let's go ahead and eat right off the bat. There we go. See, what's our new expiration? Become friends with Jaina Bringley. All right. Well, we got to go ahead and make this person like us. So we're going to go ahead and flirt again. And then we're going to go ahead and thumbs up one of her things. And then we're going to go ahead and do cultures and civilizations. Let's see. We don't really need a lot of happiness. So we want romantic maneuvers increased. Why not? And there we go. There we go. And there we go. Create event.
Initializing recreational
Oh, everyone
activities.
showed up again.
Engaged.
Hells yeah. That should level our charisma up. Plus our schmoozing's going up, which is amazing. And she's liking us even more. Plus we got our 5 romantic maneuvers, which is good.
Someone is reading your recent Facebook post.
All right, so now that we've done all of that, we're going to go ahead and send a relationship request.
You are out of
See if we
Facebook
can't
actions.
get her to dig us. We'll
Time
see
for
what
mandatory
happens.
sleep. Incoming Facebook message.
Uh-oh, new crest.
Yellow alert. Yellow alert.
Station has been placed in yellow alert. There is no cause for alarm. Orders to change the light bulbs have been issued.
You have received a friend request.
And you can see down here 159 days to go. That right there is the game timer. So the game timer has started. I have no idea what this timer means because I haven't managed to get through 159 turns yet. I think I'm down to like 30 on my main character. But it's kind of scary. I'm definitely sure it's not something good. Definitely not something good. All right, so we've got some new options. Have you heard the rumor? I heard that a friend of a friend's ex-boyfriend down in engineering was reprimanded for trying to leak some documents about something happening in 160 days. Management is up to something. I have a bad feeling about this. You and me both. I'm going to go ahead and accept her friend request.
Good morning, valued employee. Time for work.
Yay.
Commencing work shift.
75 credits. We're up to 125% efficiency. I'm assuming that's because we're really freaking happy. I'm going to go ahead and skip text. Nothing too special happened. Our skills have increased to level 2. Our charisma is up to level 1, which means we are now rank 1. And we need to eat, or we're going to starve. Let's go ahead and eat.
You have received a friend request.
Damn it! I want that chick to fall in love with me, and this is starting to get annoying. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and accept her friend's request.
Incoming invitation.
Oh, she's inviting me to Blaster Burger. Okay,
Invitation
we'll accept.
accepted.
It can't hurt. It looks like the other person did not show up. Yep, Rosina Theron didn't show up because she's not interested in the activity. So that's why you got to make sure that the people you invite to the activities are interested in what you're doing.
You have new aspirations.
Completed aspiration. What is this thing you call love? Get romantically involved. So we have now...
You have received a new incoming
oh my
Facebook
God.
message.
Holy shit. So we're now in a relationship, which is awesome. And then we've got 2 people who've sent us messages. Now you need to be careful. If the more friends you get, the more they're going to want to interact with you, the more jealous they'll get when you don't go and do things with them, the more they'll get mad when you don't respond to their messages. So you need to be very strategic on how you do that. Also, like I said, for the career, if you're schmoozing your way up, then you need to be careful with those as well.
Time for mandatory sleep.
All right. We are going to go ahead and attempt to apply for this job. You can see right here, as you meet all the requirements, they are likely to accept your application. There's a pretty good chance that we're going to get this because he doesn't hate us. Now, if he's racist and doesn't like humans, which sometimes they don't, you may not get it.
Your career rank has increased.
And we
Your
got it.
total rank has been up. Good morning,
Yay.
valued employee.
And now we can show up for our new job. And we're making a lot more money. Plus, we now have new people. I like how the robot's choking me to death. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Incoming invitation.
Alright guys, that is more or less a look at Spacebook. I'll be taking another, not Spacelook, Redshirt. I don't know why I call it Spacebook. That is a look at Redshirt. Like I said, it is kind of an interesting game, sort of a social networking or relationship simulator. And it's pretty fun. It's strangely addicting. It may not look all that amazing from simply watching me play it, but once you start like trying to make these stupid morons like you so you can sleep your way to the top or build up some of these skills, or your first away mission when all the friends that you spent all that time working on get murdered by some horrible thing, it kind of grows on you. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is this something you guys would like to see more of? Let me know down there. Also, you can pick this game up for only $19.99 on Steam. I will include the link to the video page in the video description. So definitely can click over there, take a look at that. As always, if you liked this game, make sure you slap that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.